Hello everyone, this is Darko 2012. I'll be reading an article uh, titled Senate Approves $636 billion military spending bill, posted on December 19th by Reuters. Just quickly, I just wanted to say that most of the time when the government passes these bills, they'll have them in these cute little numbers like 636 or 767, the bailouts, the stimuluses, they all have these little numbers, and it's really just a number that they just pull out of thin air, but it also has some like little hidden esoteric meaning for them. So I just want to point that out. Also, another thing is when they pass things like the healthcare bill, like they did today, or they didn't really pass it, but they got the 60th vote needed for it to go to the final process to where it becomes a law. Um, they like to kind of they like to overshadow bills with other bills that are being passed simultaneously. So it's like, yeah, the healthcare bill was, got the 60th vote, but then there's another story that gets kind of under the radar, which is this: Senate approves $636 billion military spending bill. It's something that they always do. They either pass it on the weekends or they have two bills going at the same time, and they get everybody focused on one bill, like the healthcare bill, and then they pass this thing, which is, the healthcare thing. The healthcare bill they're talking about is like 600 and whatever. What is it? $800 billion over 10 years, and they're talking about this little bill that just happens to be passed. Oh yeah, approved a $636 billion spending bill on Saturday that funds the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and also includes money to extend jobless aid and Medicare payment rates for 2 months. So they threw that in there to boot, just to kind of, oh, see, we're doing it for the people. Uh, by a vote of 88 to 10, the Senate approved the bill and sent it to President Barack Obama to sign into law. The House of Representatives passed the bill on Wednesday. The bill covers Pentagon operations through September 30th, 2010, but the $128 billion approved for ongoing wars probably will not be enough to cover Obama's plans to send 30,000 more troops to Afghanistan. The spending bill represents a partial victory for Obama and Defense Secretary Robert Gates, who had sought to eliminate unwanted weapon programs over the objections of lawmakers who see them as a source of skilled manufacturing jobs. Congress eliminated funding for uh, Corps, Lockheed Martin Corps' F-22 fighter jet, as Obama had requested. But lawmakers funded 10 more Boeing company's C-17 transport planes than the Pentagon had asked for, at a cost of $2.5 billion. Congress also kept alive over the Pentagon's objections the troubled VH-71 presidential helicopter made by Lockheed. It just goes on talking about this Joint Strike Fighter. Congress has now finished work on its spending bills for the fiscal year that started October 1st. Those bills, which do not include expensive benefit programs or the $787 billion economic stimulus package, $787 billion economic stimulus package, $787 billion economic stimulus package passed in February, a total 4.1% more than last year. That is lower than the 7.5% annual increase over the past decade, thanks to the declining costs of the Iraq war. But I don't even want to go there with that. But Obama's Afghanistan troop increase is likely to erase those cost savings. The bill includes 1,700 earmarks costing $4.2 billion for lawmakers' pet projects, according to the watchdog group Taxpayers for Common Sense. Obama has said he would like to eliminate earmarks, which have figured in several corruption scandals. The bill also would extend a handful of unrelated programs that would have expired at the end of the year or expired already. Programs extended through February 28, 2010 include jobless benefits and health insurance subsidies for the unemployed. Yeah, because originally I had posted a video that showed how a lot of these people who have unemployment benefits were going to be cut off as of January 1st. So this is most likely what they're referring to, that those people will be they'll have extended benefits for uh, you know 7 weeks basically, 7, 8 weeks. So out of that, bill hundreds of billions of dollars. Yeah, 2 months worth of extra benefits. Which in the long run, if anybody knows what the hell is going on, they know that that's nothing compared to what we're gonna need to survive this economic restructuring, as I like to call it. Not recovery, it's a restructuring, and it's not getting any better. So, oh yeah, the Anti-Terrorism USA Patriot Act, which gives law enforcement enhanced investigative powers. I want to read that again. Part of the bill is the Anti-Terrorism USA Patriot Act, which is, the infamous USA Patriot Act, which I think the majority of the country knows is Gestapo, and doesn't approve of. And I think a lot of people that voted for Barack Obama thought that, or were under the impression that the Patriot Act was going to be repealed. But no, he extended it, just like he extended torturing. So that's not going away. And no, they gave law enforcement enhanced investigative powers because they needed more to fight terrorism inside the homeland. Um, i.e. terrorists being constitutionalists. I always have to put this out there because I just want to get people thinking in that frame of mind where when you hear terrorists, you think Americans. Don't think brown people. Think white people. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to get racist here. I'm just saying the majority of the people that are going to be resisting this federal government takeover and this globalist agenda takeover are going to be middle class white Americans, and they are going to be the terrorists. If you speak out against it, you're an effing terrorist. So just get used to hearing that. This bill is for you. Current reimbursement rates for doctors under the National Medicare Health Insurance Program for the elderly averting, that's a bunch of BS. Everybody knows that they're going to have death panels, and we're going to have like the British medical system where they call it death pathways, where they cut off elderly people or just people that are getting towards that age, late 70s and up, where they're just cutting off their meds and their food, saying that, oh, you're going to die, we're just going to cut your meds and food off. Where there's been a grandmother who has a story where what was it, the Times of London, and basically she had went 8 months after they told her she was going to be dead, and they had cut her food and her meds, and she was living without it for almost a year. And they eventually got her her children got her the hell out of there. I guess did something, but that's what we're gonna get, So they don't really care about the elderly. It's all about eugenics. So current highway and transit programs. Yeah, I mean it's pretty self-explanatory with highway. Like the stimulus and bailouts, or the stimulus. When they say that money went to the roads, some of it was going towards roads, but in the end, the only reason they would do that is so that they can fix up their own infrastructure after they privatize the roads and the tollways and all that. And a lot of that money even says they went to traffic cameras and spy cameras. And you look on the side of the highways nowadays, people, you'll see them out there, all the cameras on the highways, and they're looking at you, watching you. There's no more conspiracy theories anymore. This is officially, I like to call it the Twilight Zone. But just finish up here. Loosen regulations designed to encourage small business lending. Of course, when you're living in a fascist, corporatist economy, you just loosen regulations in order to stimulate growth, right? So instead of just not having regulations on them at all and letting small businesses grow, they do it like this because it's a big crony capitalist. It's not free market. That's what you get. And of course, lastly, a law that allows satellite television providers to retransmit broadcast signals. Blah blah blah. So there you go. There's my little spiel on this $636 billion military spending bill, which will probably never be mentioned again. So thanks everybody for taking the time to check out this video and hearing my little rant. And please leave your comments and have a good one.